Barcelona defeat Atletico Madrid 2-1 in a huge game in the league. Why did this game take so much more significance? Because as we all saw, glorious hate watch earlier today. Lovely Saturday. Because Real Madrid dropped points against Mallorca, losing 2-1. Yes, I will admit, I screamed Burici's goal. Sue me. His tears were my tears. Now I'm playing. But incredible hate watch. Muriqi does the job, bangs it in, and then all of a sudden, Barcelona find themselves with the opportunity to seize the league lead with 7 points. It was an opportunity that we could not miss at all. It was imperative that we won that game because there's just so many implications for winning this game. There's so much because you give yourself a 7 point lead. Leading into the second Clásico of this season, it's so important to go into that with the lead. Why? Because you play with that freedom, you take that pressure off of you that it's a league deciding match. For Real Madrid, it becomes all the more important because that's their only chance at reducing the lead that we have over them. But for us, we play pressure free. We're able to go in there with swagger, with confidence. And not just that, but last year we were caught in a title race that was incredibly tight, and every single league game we had to be damn near perfect in order to win the league. This gives us some wiggle room. It'll give us a chance to rotate. Against Espanyol, very evidently, we're going to have to rotate it because that will be in between the home and away games of the quarterfinals in Champions League against Atletico Madrid. Having the ability to load manage, maybe not go so intensely into that Espanyol game, but I hope that we still do our due diligence. That seems like a trap game. We'll talk about it when the time comes. But again, having that breathing room, being able to load manage, being able to rest your key players in La Liga moving forward, and being able to go into the Clásico with the lead, oh man, this is significant. This win is like 70 to 80% of the league. This is a match that can be title deciding, and we got the job done. It was so important, and the biggest takeaway, the biggest thing that we can walk away with is knowing that Barca got the job done. Let's talk about it. To start things off, lineup, a little interesting, not gonna lie. A couple surprises. We lined up with John Garcia, Araujo at right back, Gerard Pau Cubarsí as right center back, Gerard Maldini as the left center back, and João Cancelo at left back. Midfield, Eric Garcia and Pedri. Fermin at the 10, Lamine on the right, Rashford on the left, and Dani Olmo as the false 9. Um, how did that go in game? In game, the first 20 to 25 minutes were spectacular. They were great. I think we matched the intensity that the occasion required, that we were on the front foot, and we played very well. We had chances. Man, Fermin and Lamine are starting to form a partnership that is incredible. The way they 1-2 with each other. I saw a video the other day that laughed at me, that made me laugh a lot because it was some guy reacting to Fermin's highlights against Newcastle and how Fermin drove Tonali crazy. The hook was, this Fermin guy, he's not a nice guy, man. And it's just all Fermin runs diagonals in behind. And the way Fermin is mastered the third man run when the ball is about to approach Lamine and he takes off already, ready to either go on the attack on the counter and get ready to get a shot on goal or an assist, or lay it back off to Lamine it's beautiful. It's caviar. It's silk. It's smooth. It's everything that flick ball demands, and it was great. But unfortunately, we weren't able to put those away. In the midst of all that, Griezmann finds himself with a chance where he sends everyone and their mama for a hot dog, but the ball's still too close to him, and he sends it to John Garcia, who takes the ball comes right at him. He saves it. But we also have some chances too. We have the ball that Lamine plays through for Fermin, where Fermin, I think he could have crossed it over to Rashford. I think he gets a bit greedy there, fails to cross the ball, shoots it at the keeper. Again, Lamine Yamal. What he does, I think it's Nico Gonzalez. He receives in the touchline, takes the touch, nutmegs the living mess out of Nico Gonzalez, who doesn't even know what hit him, what planet he's on, what time it is. He's lost. He's confused. He's a fidget spinner. Lamine hits a perfectly weighted pass to Fermin, sends him on through. Fermin takes a poor touch and isn't able to put it away, but I'm ripping my hairs out because we should be scoring in this game already. Araujo gets injured roughly around I don't remember if it was like somewhere in the 20th minute mark around there. And Araujo comes off. Bernal has to come on. Eddie Garcia steps back into right back. And I think from there on, we saw somewhere in the 25th to 30th minutes, we saw a drop off. Our intensity dropped off. We weren't as clear on the ball and we weren't on the front foot. And you could just smell that Atleti was settling into the game and growing in bravery, and how daring they were, and in confidence. And they go right on ahead and score. Lenglet, the worst genre of player I despise is a bum all of a sudden wanting to turn up against us, especially those that have this weird bitterness towards us. Homeboy comes here, and I think, in my opinion, it's a mistake on Dani Olmo not pressing him, even though it's Lenglet. But I don't honestly, I sympathize with Dani Olmo. If I were in your shoes, I wouldn't want to press Lenglet either. I'm lying. Lenglet's terrible. You could have probably stolen the ball off of him. Go press Lenglet. Anyways, Lenglet plays ball over to Giuliano Simeone, who runs across. You could argue that that's Cancelo's man, that he doesn't follow through on the job, but also Gerard Martin is the one who breaks the offside trap, and Giuliano Simeone obviously takes a marvelous touch. This guy's a nuisance, man. I have nightmares with this guy. He is so good. He's like he's a right-footed Rafinha. He's a peasant. He's everywhere. This guy has a third lung. He's so sound technically. He presses like crazy. His work rate's insane. He runs up and down the pitch, is a threat in behind, makes runs in behind, but can also dribble. Dude, and you take a look at that bit of technique that he has right there when he receives the ball and slots it past John Garcia with a wonderful curler, making it 1-0 for Atletico. But then we respond. We respond quickly with a beautiful bit of play. Bro, the link up play that Dani Olmo had himself a game. I love I don't know why we haven't seen him more, but Fleek knows better than I do, that's for sure. But the way Dani Olmo was intertwining and connecting with both sides of the pitch, with Fermin, with Lamine, with Rashford. Rashford's dribbling off the left. He lays it off to Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo sets him up for the 1-2, and Rashford takes granted I don't know. I'm gonna count it. I'm gonna count it. Takes his shot, goes right through the legs of the keeper, and it's 1-1. It's 1-1. And after that, the game, we responded quickly. We were able to get back into it, and I'm not recalling right now if it was before or after, but Atletico Madrid find themselves down to 10 men after a through ball is played for Lamine Yamal, where Lamine Yamal goes for it, and Nico Gonzalez wipes him out. And which I initially was arguing that it was a penalty, but it's clearly outside the box. But it's a last man. It's a denial of a goal scoring opportunity. Dogs the zone, which is an automatic straight red card, which is why the yellow card gets revoked and he gets a straight red. But either way, even if it wasn't that, it would have been a second yellow, because bro was out there catching rebounds. Because I don't know, initially I thought this guy's an idiot. On second hand, also, that should be more punishable, because this dude decided to grab a rebound earlier in the match where dude jumps up both handed, brings the ball down, and got himself a really silly yellow. And yeah, he finds himself again in a position where he's putting his team in jeopardy, and Atletico Madrid go down to 10 men. We go into halftime. The second half is another tale. They're down to 10 men. They're having to be a lot more conservative. They're parking the bus. They're trying to run away with a point. And we're on the front foot. Ferran Torres comes in, and he comes off. Ferran comes in for Dani Olmo. We have another bit of bad news where Marc Bernal gets injured. It looks like it's an ankle sprain, but they're not sure. They'll have to do more tests to see what exactly the extent of his injury is. But fingers crossed that he's available for the midweek. And it was just out of extreme precaution, because we're gonna need Marc Bernal, especially with Frankie being out right now. I know Eddie can do a decent job there, but give me Marc Bernal there. I need a midfielder there. I need his clarity. I need his vision. I need his threat on goal, as we saw. But yeah, we find ourselves in the second half on the front foot, looking to get an opportunity, and it's just not going our way. It becomes a very tense game, very stressful. We're looking to try and find opportunities to score. Lamine is doing everything he can. He's having a hell of a game in that second half where he's dribbling, trying to associate with Olmo, but in a weird way, we find ourselves with these Atletico Madrid Barcelona games have been action packed, to and fro, but the 10 men obligates them to sit in the low block, and that forces us to you know play a different pace of a game where I think we should have been a little bit more aggressive. I was kind of irritated because yes, Atletico Madrid did not come with their full starting lineup. They had some players out. Julian did not play. Lukman did not play. Granted, that may be a result of the red card, but I just wish we had been a bit more aggressive, more on the front foot, more a little bit sharper. This was an opportunity that we had to seize, and it had to get to. Uh, we had to win in very extreme conditions. But again, I understand it's Atleti. It's the nature of these duels with them. They're not an easy side to uh, break down, especially when they're sitting in a deep low block. That's their bread and butter. It hasn't been so far, but they always know how to resort back to that low block defending ways. And as we continue to try and navigate those areas, Lamine wasn't having his sharpest day, but even though he was the one that was creating the most through dribbles and key passes, is that still that final action just wasn't quite there today, even though he was being the probably our biggest threat and our best player this game. Uh, Rashford was finding himself in 1v1 situations as well that he couldn't necessarily beat his man. And we find ourselves with the Gavi that comes in and Lewandowski. And I think that gives us a bit of the energy boost that we needed. Didn't necessarily change the dynamic of the game. We still kept up our end of the deal with being the ones that were proposing the possession based style of play. And eventually we find ourselves with the Cancelo. Cancelo, I love you from the bottom of my heart. I love you, Cancelo. I accept you for who you are. I'm not gonna try to not call a spade a spade. I see your deficiencies and your flaws, but I see your greatness. You're both at the same time. I am not gonna try to define you. The Joao Cancelo experience is lovely. It's great. And whenever the team dynamic is rolling like the way we are right now, man, this is the magic that Joao Cancelo can give you. Rips his man to shreds. The timer is clocking down. The 90 minutes are upon us. And Joao Cancelo comes in with an individual bout of brilliance, cuts one way, cuts the other, cuts one way again. Mother like little Lamine Yamal shuffling a dude side to side, putting him on his heels, and then getting a shot off. The Musso lets off a deflection that lands in Lewandowski right on the badge, puts it back, and makes it 2-1, and we win it in extreme conditions. We run away with it. We get the 3 points, and we get a goal for Lewandowski that pretty much means 70 to 80% of the league title. And shout out Lewandowski, man. Lewandowski, I love you. This guy is this Lewandowski is a club legend. He came here when no one wanted to come here. He came here adjusting his salary. He left the situation in Bayern Munich where he was the guy, the man, had a renewal offer on his table, had all the comfort in the world, where he was winning leagues back to back and consistently a Champions League contender. But he decided to take the challenge to come here and help in our restoration from the Bartomeu and Koeman era to place us in the place that we belong in European football, and that's being top dog. And Lewandowski has come here to put balls in the back of the net and do so in crucial moments. And Lewandowski does just that. I said it in the match preview. We're going to need an informed Lewandowski. Our best guy in front of goal is Lewandowski. Lewandowski can scrape a goal out of nothing and give him the ball in the box. We didn't do that enough today. The one we did give him, he puts it in the back of the net. Last season in the Copa del Rey, whenever we were down, Iñigo Martinez sends him like just a brick. He sends him a brick. Lewandowski able to chest it and put it in the back of the net. Give the ball to Lewandowski. If I want to bet on and I want to gamble on someone to get a goal for us, it's going to be Lewandowski. He's going to have to be so important for this final stretch of the season. And I love that he had his moment today. He came off of some struggles over the international break, failing to qualify for the World Cup. But he comes again and saves the day. Shout out Lewandowski, man. Shout out Lewandowski. I'm all here for it, man. I am ecstatic. This guy, and we walk away with the 3 points. But man, this is great. And also, mind you, little off segment here, because there was a chance here for Gerard Martin to get a red card. And allow me to say this: if you think that Gerard Martin deserved a red card for clearing the ball and then clearing Thiago Almada, allow me to tell you that you're an idiot and you don't understand any rules of the game. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. What do you like? In what universe do you think that this is a red card? The ball's coming clearly his way, and it's a clearance. He clears the ball. It's not a tackle. That is a key differentiator. It's not a use of excessive force through a tackle. No, he swipes the ball, takes the ball completely, and if you don't understand, there's a follow through. That inertia is what leads him to hit Thiago Almada and cleat him. It's a very painful tackle, duh, of course, but that's the nature of the game. But it's not a tackle. It's a swing. He takes a swing. It's not a tackle. And the inertia of the clearance is what leads to that contact. It's not like the red card that Fermin got, where he slid on the floor, and because of the use of excessive force, he clears the ball, but then he goes on to cleat the player. No, that is not the same thing. Gerard Martin is very clearly upright, standing, and clears the ball. That is not the same thing as a tackle. So come on, let's not be silly here. If you want to stir up controversy over things that don't exist, allow it, bro. Go take a nap, go mimis, because the league leaders are 7 points on top. It's as simple as that. All right, some concerning points. Like I said, I hope Araujo's okay. It looks like his thing is some hamstring discomfort, and Marc Bernal is a little bit of an ankle sprain. More information will come out in the coming days, but I hope that it isn't anything too bad and that they're both available for the Champions League draw. Now, moving forward, what does this mean? This game is going to be nothing like what we're going to find ourselves with in the UCL. Not at all. Knockout football is completely different. And on the flip side, I think the best moment to make some critiques here and there is when we win. And allow me to do so. Rashford, yes, he got the goal, and ultimately I think his work rate was good, so I applaud him for that. But he continues to feel to be the one that's disconnected from the rest of the team. His 1v1 from static positions is, a little bit lackluster, but he goes and takes his chance and scores. The Rashford experience is that he might not, and I think this is an accumulation of years spending from changing coaches and no real projects at Manchester United that hasn't allowed him to mature his game, because his decision making and his incorporation into our style of play is not the best. But he has such individual quality and brilliance that he can give you moments like today where his individual attributes allow him to make a difference in the game, and that's good. The only issue is with when you think of it from a long-term outlook that yes, it's paying 30 mil, but he's also on 14 mil a season clean. That's too much of a luxury to have on the bench. Again, for me, Rashford has such good qualities that I hold him to a higher standard, and he has a salary that is incredibly high. That I'm gonna demand more out of him, because I think his potential is one of the best players, if not the best player in the world. Yeah. On the other hand, um, I did not like the drop off in intensity that we had. That we allowed Atleti to get into this game when they went down to 10 men as well. I wish we would have been a little bit more aggressive, more take the game over to them. So what? Real Madrid had just lost. Go beat them. Go bully them. Have shots. Take shots from far. I missed that. I also forgot the chance that Lamine had in the first half. The ones that Fermin had, both of them. Fermin had two, and Lamine had the chip that hits the post. man, though we got to be putting those away. Those have got to be put away because in knockout football, you don't get those chances back. And those need to be going in the back of the net. Again, I'm not going to be too hard on Lamine because obviously that comes with time, that comes with experience. That doesn't come at 18 years old. That takes time to mature and develop. But I hope that this is XP that counselors him so he can go into that. Fermin as well. He got greedy on that first one. He should have crossed it over to Rashford. And in the second one, that was just a bad touch. That's unfortunate. But man, like some situations like that, we have to be putting in the back of the net. And I think when they went down to 10 men, we should have been more bullies. We should have been more aggressive. We should have toppled them over. They're down with 10 men. There's always going to be a man open. Bully them, press them, be nuisances. Send either Cuarci or Gerard Martin up. Come on, let's do it. It was crucial. Yeah, I think that's my bit of critique for this game. But ultimately, positives today. Count it. This was there's this is so season defining. Last season we were every match having to pour it all out, but we're giving ourselves breathing room, ability to load manage, to give ourselves opportunities to allow ourselves to have some margin of error. Last season, we were, having to put the starting 11 every game, week in and week out. But in terms of Champions League, having this comfortable of a lead allows us to have a bit of a cushion, allows us to be able to do some load management, and allows us to head into the league with confidence. You give Real Madrid a morale hit where they might start to see that the league is escaping their hands, and they might relax a little bit more, and that might cost them even more points moving forward. And for us, having the ability to rest players for this Champions League, these Champions League draws right now that we're gonna have against Atletico Madrid, it's super important, guys. It's it's season defining for me. This was a huge win, and overall, I'm happy. Let me know what you guys made in the comments. Let me know who y'all's MVPs were, what your highlights, your lowlights, all of it. Let me hear it.